I'm Brian J. Morton. I'm a senior research associate at the Center for Urban and Regional Studies on the campus of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And I have a particular interest in developing sophisticated analytical tools that transportation planners working in towns and small cities can use to help them improve conditions facilitating bicycle travel and economic development. And I recently developed a tool called Bike&Place that is in the public domain, and which I'm making freely available to anyone who's interested in bicycle conditions and economic development. Bike&Place is the name of the tool that I developed, and first it helps planners identify the streets that are dangerous or uncomfortable for the typical cyclist and hence need improvement. And beyond that mapping ability, Bike&Place also helps planners to design improved transportation networks and to measure the benefits of those improvements. And the primary benefit that Bike&Place measures is the increased access that the town's residents have to important destinations such as a historic business district or a city park or a farmer's market or a courthouse square. So the planners could use the tool to predict the increase in the number of populated census blocks that have comfortable, safe bicycle access to those important destinations. So Bike&Place is as much about active transportation as it is about economic development. As more and more people are bicycling to the historic business district, then the owners of those of businesses in that area could expect to see increased foot traffic and increased sales. So it's both about economic development and transportation planning. Now, planners already have access to engineering information. That is to say, information on the changes to a street or the changes to a intersection that would make that street or intersection safer for bicycle travel. But planners do not have similar access to tools that could help them put everything together and measure what the consequences of those improvements might be. So this is the niche that Bike&Place occupies. It's a travel demand model that helps planners to estimate the increase in bicycle mode share that might result from those engineering changes that would make streets and intersections safer. Right. One of my inspirations for developing the project was a really brilliant typology of cyclists and potential cyclists that Portland's transportation planner Roger Geller developed. And in his typology, there are fearless bicyclists who are willing to bicycle from home to work, for example, basically regardless of what the roadway network is like. So these are really strong and fearless. That's what he calls them. But most cyclists are not strong and fearless. Most cyclists and potential cyclists are in another class or typology type that he called interested but concerned, and I'm in that category myself. So these are people who like to bicycle and want to bicycle more and would bicycle for everyday transportation purposes, but currently are prevented from doing so because they feel that the streets or intersections are unsafe or just make them uncomfortable. And most of the cyclists and potential cyclists in the United States, studies have shown most of these cyclists are in the interested but concerned class of cyclists. So when I talk about the levels of traffic stress, what I really have in mind is the levels of traffic stress that an interested but concerned cyclist would likely experience if he or she were to travel here or there throughout the network. So the tool is really designed to help planners design a network that, if implemented, would make bicycle travel feel much more safe and much more comfortable as traffic stress is perceived by the typical cyclist, the interested but concerned cyclist.